Saint Porphyrius, Bishop of Gaza, February 26. A wealthy ascetic becomes Bishop of Gaza and tirelessly battles paganism, ultimately securing imperial aid to establish Christianity in the city. A heads up in the spirit of transparency. Please be advised that this content may include serious illness, persecution. Saint Porphyrius, Bishop of Gaza, was born in Thessalonica to a family of means around the year 347 AD. From his youth, a calling to a life dedicated to God took root in his heart. At the age of 25, he made the decision to forsake his worldly inheritance and possessions. He distributed his wealth to the poor, thereby unburdening himself from the cares of the world, and set forth to embrace the monastic life. His spiritual journey first led him to the deserts of Egypt, a renowned crucible for asceticism. There, in the wilderness of Sidis, he committed himself to the rigorous discipline of monasticism, living under the spiritual guidance of Saint Macarius the Great. For 5 years, he cultivated prayer, fasting, and solitude, seeking purification of soul and body. This period of intense spiritual labor prepared him for further service to Christ. From Egypt, Porphyrius traveled to the Holy Land, where he continued his ascetic struggle. He settled in a cave near the Jordan River, a place hallowed by the baptism of Christ and the lives of many desert fathers. After 5 years in this solitary dwelling, his body, weakened by severe asceticism, succumbed to a grave illness. He suffered from a disease of the liver, which rendered him unable to walk without assistance. In this state of physical infirmity, he journeyed to Jerusalem, finding solace and spiritual strength in visiting the holy sites daily. One day, while at Golgotha, he experienced a profound vision. In a state between waking and sleep, he beheld Christ descending from the cross. The Lord, in his mercy, extended his hand and healed Porphyrius. Upon regaining full consciousness, Porphyrius found himself completely restored to health. This miraculous healing affirmed his path and deepened his commitment to God. His virtue became known, reaching the ears of Patriarch Prelius of Jerusalem. Recognizing Porphyrius's holiness and spiritual wisdom, the Patriarch, despite Porphyrius's reluctance and humility, ordained him as a presbyter. The Patriarch then entrusted him with the sacred duty of guarding the relics of the precious and life-giving cross of the Lord, a testament to his trustworthiness and spiritual maturity. In the year 395 AD, the Sea of Gaza became vacant. The Christians of Gaza, a city then largely dominated by paganism, appealed to the Metropolitan of Caesarea to appoint Porphyrius as their new bishop. Porphyrius, in his humility, attempted to conceal himself, seeking to avoid the honor and burden of the episcopacy. However, he was found, and, in accordance with the will of God expressed through the Church, was consecrated Bishop of Gaza. Upon his arrival in Gaza, Bishop Porphyrius found a small Christian community, numbering approximately 280 souls, surrounded by a populace deeply entrenched in pagan worship and idolatry. The pagans displayed intense hostility towards the Christians, engaging in acts of harassment. They contaminated Christian food supplies, obstructed access to the church, and instigated violence against the faithful. The local governor, influenced by bribes from the pagan leaders, did not intervene on behalf of the Christians. During a period of severe drought, the pagans offered prayers and sacrifices to their idols, but no rain came. Saint Porphyrius, however, led the Christian community in a procession of prayer, imploring God for mercy. As they prayed, a great rain fell, a clear sign of God's favor. Witnessing this divine intervention, many pagans converted to Christianity and received baptism. Despite these conversions, persecution persisted. In response, Saint Porphyrius, accompanied by the Metropolitan of Caesarea, traveled to Constantinople to seek imperial assistance from Emperor Arcadius. Through the intercession of Saint John Chrysostom, then Archbishop of Constantinople, and the Empress Eudoxia, an imperial edict was issued. This decree commanded the destruction of all pagan temples in Gaza and granted privileges to the Christian Church, marking a turning point in the city's spiritual landscape. Upon his return to Gaza, Saint Porphyrius oversaw the implementation of the imperial decree. 8 major pagan temples were demolished, including the central temple dedicated to Marnus, which had been a stronghold of idolatry. On the very site where the principal pagan temple once stood, a new Christian church was constructed. Empress Eudoxia provided the necessary funds and materials for its building. This magnificent church was consecrated in 407 AD, standing as a testament to the triumph of the cross. For the remainder of his life, from 407 until his repose, Saint Porphyrius dedicated himself to strengthening the Christian faith in Gaza. He worked to eradicate any lingering remnants of paganism and to shepherd his flock with wisdom and compassion. He guided the newly converted and nurtured the existing faithful, building a vibrant Christian community. Saint Porphyrius reposed peacefully in the Lord in the year 420 AD, having served as a faithful bishop and a zealous witness to Christ in a challenging age. His life stands as an example of ascetic devotion, miraculous healing, and unwavering pastoral care in the face of spiritual opposition.